Good morning, children. How are you all? Welcome to biology session. So today our topic is light and photosynthesis. So how light is connected with photosynthesis? Light here resembles sunlight. So without sunlight, plants could not do photosynthesis. If it is not giving if it is not taking sunlight, then there won't be any photosynthetic equation there. It will never prepare its own food. Yes. So let's go with the energy. Energy here resembles light energy. So in Priestley's time, scientists didn't understand about energy, children. But later on, much was discovered about it. So, if energy is released when carbon dioxide and water is formed by combining oxygen with carbon and hydrogen, then what would be the reverse? About forming oxygen and putting it back in the air? Energy situation would also reverse. Oxygen formation would use up energy. So without energy, then there won't be oxygen formation at all. That means if plants form oxygen, they have to get energy to make it possible. Light energy to make it possible. Without light energy, it will never form oxygen. So without light energy, it is not doing photosynthesis. If it is not doing photosynthesis, how the end product oxygen will be coming out? No, it's not possible. So there was a scientist known as Ingenhousz, children. So he is the Ingenhousz. So he studied the way in which plants formed oxygen. How plants form oxygen. So one by one year, each and every scientists are doing inventions. As I already said you, it took 300 years for the scientists to confirm what is photosynthesis. What are the source required for the photosynthesis. So this Jan Ingenhousz, noticed that it happened only in the presence of light. When there is no light, no photosynthesis. So he did many experiments on that. Yes, so children, in an experiment with aquatic plant, Hydrilla, he observed that bright sunlight, small bubbles formed around the green parts, while in the dark they did not form. He also found that the gas present in the bubbles was oxygen. So he has done the experiment on Hydrilla plant. It is aquatic plant. Why he is doing experiment here? Because if he do experiment on terrestrial plant, he can't see the oxygen. When it is an aquatic plant, he can see the oxygen in the form of bubbles. So in terrestrial form, we could not see oxygen. But in aquatic, we will see the oxygen in the form of bubbles. And there is also a test to presence for the gas, to test which gas it is, which bubble gas it is. That is also there. Tomorrow I'll discuss about oxygen is produced during the photosynthesis in the presence of sunlight. I'll discuss about the experiment, how the bubbles are liberated out of the aquatic plant, and how can we test that bubble is nothing but oxygen gas. So this is the introduction for tomorrow's class. Clear, children? So see, this is the Hydrilla plant. It's not that terrestrial plants will not liberate oxygen. It will liberate, but we could not do experimentation. But in aquatic, because of the bubbles, we can clarify, yes, we can confirm, yes, some liberation is going on. We can see with our eyes. So he is another scientist known as Engelmann, children. He indigenously detected the point of maximum rate of photosynthesis. So this scientist has released the theory that where the point of maximum rate of photosynthesis happens. So he performed many experiments. So he used a strand of algae like this and exposed it to different colors of light. The colors that we see in a rainbow. So all colors of light he has exposed, and he was observing where the maximum, see, are you seeing this maximum algae? In which light maximum algae was accumulated, he was observing that. After that, then he used oxygen sensitive bacteria and found that they crowd around area illuminated with red and blue rays of light, children. So most of the oxygen sensitive bacteria have selected which light? Red and blue rays. They were more crowded. There were more around area illuminated with red and blue rays of light. They were more crowded in red and blue light. This point you have to know. So this lead to more studies on effect of light on photosynthesis, the role of different colored compounds called pigments in plants and the utilization of light energy. So there are the pigments in the plants. It is nothing but pigment is a material that changes the color of reflected or transmitted light as a result of wavelength. See here you are having three colors. First one is chlorophyll pigment. It is present in plants. It performs photosynthesis, of course. Next one is anthocyanin. It is a pigment of fruit or vegetable. It will give different colors to the fruits and vegetable. Even chlorophyll will give the green color. Anthocyanin will give orange color, red color, these all colors. Last one is carotene, children. Carotene, that is also pigment. It can be seen in carrots. The pigment which is present in carrot is carotene. Okay, so these are the pigments. I hope you understood the class introduction. Tomorrow we will go with the oxygen experiment. Today's class task is define what is pigment. Second question, write the invention of Jan Ingenhousz and Engelmann, what they have invented and all. I want a note on that. Thank you for hearing, children. Complete your task as soon as possible. Thank you.